What's up, everybody? This is Nomadics, and today I'm coming at you with a short balance update. So they're going to be posting this update tonight, I believe at 2100 Pacific time. So these are the changes. Light side unit balance. Ray's mind trick is one of the most powerful skills in the game. It changed the tides of battle towards her side by converting organic units into her allies. But sometimes I gave her a very negative experience to dark side users as they had to watch their allies become their enemies helplessly. A decision to increase the cooldown of her skill a bit has been applied. It's still powerful, but it will need more discretion when using it. So the first change is that Ray's mind trick cooldown has been increased from 40 to 46 seconds. So I think this is a welcome change. I still think Ray's issue is that she has heal, deflect, and steal. She's got all three of the strongest things in the game. So at least they didn't buff her. I guess we can look at it that way. Okay, so Octu Luke is next. The legendary Jedi Master, Luke Skywalker, is showing a great power that suits his reputation as well as in the battlefield. He was able to let his allies attack safely by summoning a projection of himself that taunts nearby enemies. While able to call more allies into the battlefield since his focused mind increases the energy recharge rate, but for the sake of game's fairness, it has been decided to partially weaken his projection skill and focused mind special ability. So basically, he was too good. He was just too good. Okay, so this is also a welcome change. Energy recharge rate decreased from 22 to 15%. I'd say that's a fair change. Decreasing 7% is kind of a big deal. That's a set bonus right there. That's kind of a big deal. And then the cooldown was increased from 8 to 12. I don't think that's really going to matter. You're pretty much always going to have it whenever you need it anyways. The thing about Octu Luke is that he's really good at defending a single lane, but you have to split push him, and then he isn't that difficult to deal with. He can essentially get a gonk off almost guaranteed, and if they're playing G and K and Bantha, then one of them is going to get to the turret for sure. But, whatever. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan is a leader who uses a very defensive tactic. He protects his allies by using his skill to taunt enemies and initiating a defensive stance to defend against attacks. But since the taunt doesn't affect tech units, squad leader's preference on him wasn't that high. For this, the taunt effect of his skill to include tech units, has been added. Also, his special ability was adjusted to endure enemy attacks a little bit longer. Wow, so that's Obi-Wan getting a big buff here. The fact that he's going to be able to taunt tech units, that's huge. And they're HP limiting, changing it from 35 to 40%. So essentially, he's going to be taking less damage when he's at 40% instead of 35% HP. I think is what that means. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at his skill. But essentially, Octu Luke just completely nullified, kind of like how Rey nullified Luke. Obi-Wan was nullified by Octu Luke because his taunt is actually invincible. And it taunted tech units, so it was just better in every aspect of the game. But with this change, Obi-Wan getting a pretty substantial buff here. I think he's definitely going to be better than he was before. So Kanan, he has a great skill on reflecting blasters attacks off with his excellent lightsaber skills, but because the speed of reflection was too fast, he showed too much efficiency on situations where enemy blasters were raining on him from all directions. So they're nerfing him. It has been decided that his reflect blaster ability be weakened to prevent him from being invincible towards all kinds of blaster attacks. To make up for this change, his HP was increased to maintain his merit to protect allies, so added 0.2 seconds cooldown for reflecting blaster attacks. So essentially when you summon him, it's going to take just that fraction of a second is the difference between him dying and him blaster reflecting all of those. So I think this is somewhat of a big deal, but let's be real. Nobody was playing Ezra anyways. I mean, there's a few people that play him a lot, but I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference. Oh, Kylo Ren, please don't buff him. Okay, until now, Kylo Ren's freeze was only applied to organic enemies. Its performance, however, was a little bit inadequate compared to the Supreme Leader Snoke, who can immobilize enemies, including tech units, with 2 taps on the screen. It has been decided to improve his skill, to consider fairness among each leader, and to raise the prestige of Kylo Ren. What? As the new Supreme Leader, from now on, his mercilessness will not discriminate whether the enemy is organic or tech. So now he can freeze tech units. Oh, that sucks. That's actually kind of a big buff right there. That is a huge, huge buff. Of course, let's be real, guys. How many tech units are you playing right now? There's not really any good tech units on light side anyways. Are you going to run ATAP? If you're going to run light tank, or I guess regular tank, sucks. ATRTs are okay, but they suck versus Kylo Ren anyways, so I guess it's kind of a big deal that he can freeze G and K, so that's kind of a big deal. We'll see. Focus Rage, they better not buff this too, holy crap. Focus Rage. Kylo Ren's Focus Rage unique card shows exceptional efficiency. When this card is used, it makes him able to fight against a lot of enemies since it changes the normal attack to deal area of effect damage and further reduce damage received. Even the powerful attack of enemy turret couldn't stop his rage. It has been observed that the excessive strength of this unique card harms the strategic aspect of the game. Yes. Thus, it has been decided to decrease the decreased damage and its rage duration. From now on, Kylo Ren should rely on his allies than using Focus Rage excessively. Oh, get wrecked. Kylo Ren players that only play super high level Kylo Rens. Wow, this is a huge, huge nerf to his unique. Damage percentage reduced from 40 to 25%. 15%. That is huge. And then for every level up, the damage reduction is increased by 2% up to 35%, and the effect duration is increased by 1 second up to 13 seconds. So I'd have to go, maybe at the end of this video, I'll go look at what his stats are currently. Like what, well actually I guess I don't know what the level up was before. If it was 3 seconds added or 3% added and 2 seconds. Either way, this is a huge deal. 40% to 25%, that's huge, okay? That is huge. And I welcome that change because Kylo Ren was so ridiculous to play against. You essentially, if you got him level 5 or 6, you just rage, you run in, you tank the tower, you tank everything, and you kill the tower by yourself. It was stupid. Completely non-strategic, in my opinion. Okay, First Order Officer is a competent unique who reinforces additional troops. Whenever General Hux uses his skill order, eliminate. It is essential for the First Order Officer to survive near General Hux to fully utilize him, so his AI movement has been improved to follow General Hux better. At the same time, his movement speed has been decreased so he won't be too far away from General Hux if he follows an enemy. Okay, so they improved the AI movement to make First Order Officer run faster towards General Hux to keep the proper distance between the two. And then the movement speed was decreased 2.7 to 2.2. So him being slower is actually good, in my opinion. But they said he runs faster towards General Hux, but his movement speed was decreased. So that's a little confusing. I'm assuming if he's away from him, then that movement speed doesn't apply. Like if he's running to General Hux, it doesn't. I don't know. I'd have to play him to see. Governor Price. The unique card of Grand Admiral Thrawn is essential to survive as long as possible because she helps recharge energy from time to time. It is true that her survival rate is lower than the leaders, and it's hard to show her maximum efficiency because of the characteristic that they cannot be controlled by squad leaders. Her overall AI has been improved to increase her efficiency and get a better advantage, so they also improved her AI to make her run towards Grand Admiral Thrawn better. It looks like Yogar got the same thing. Yogar Laced helps nearby allies, including his leader, Agent Kallus, to attack more aggressively by supporting them from time to time, but it appears that Yogar has a hard time keeping up with Agent Kallus, who has great mobility. To solve this problem, his overall AI has been improved. Every time they make AI improvements, I think it's great. So they're just trying to make them better. That's cool. Dewback Trooper was usually used to attack enemy turrets because he can endure enemy attacks with his high HP, despite his slow movement speed, but since it attacks every enemy on its path, it moves around to find the nearest enemy, so it has been neglected by many squad leaders. That's not why it was neglected, guys. I'm pretty sure it fell off the map because of Rey, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is because it's attacking units instead of the turret. Or probably not. It has been decided to completely change the combat pattern to help increase the pick rate of the powerful dewback trooper. So this is really going to make a big difference in draft mode. I will say that. Dewback trooper was already good and viable in draft mode. Now it's like extremely good. Changes target from all to structures. Oh. Wait. So now it only targets structures. What? What? Wow, okay. Change target from all to structures. How about that? So they're trying to make it like a Bantha? I don't think that's nearly as good as Bantha. Doesn't Bantha have like 1,000 more HP than that? But okay. Health increase from 1,400 to 1,600. That's a big deal. But I mean, 200 more health for something that can only attack. Like if it was able to attack everything, that would be kind of good. Attack power increase from 116 to 138. Dash distance increase from 3 to 4.5. So that's a pretty big jump right there. It's like a 50% increase in the dash distance. So it's going to move faster, it looks like. It has more health, it does more damage, but it can only target structures. So did they just make it better to steal? Because I think them buffing it's not really going to make it any more viable versus Rey. But I guess maybe you could play First Order Riots with it so that they steal the dewback and then you kill the dewback with your troops and First Order Riots. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how that makes a difference. Target expansion of Taunt. Taunt is a very powerful ability that forces enemies to attack the one who used the skill. Also, it was the only way for low HP allies to attack safely, but has been evaluated to be useless for the current battlefield with tons of tech units, since it only applied to organic units. Now Taunt is also applied to tech units. Protect your allies and claim victory by using cards with this newly reformed Taunt ability. Okay, so Chewbacca, K2, and Fifth Brother all Taunt tech units now, so that's pretty cool. And then they made some other improvements. So fix an issue where Obi-Wan occasionally couldn't select an attack target after he used his skill. Fixed an issue where the taunt effect does not apply to BB-8 while hacking tech units. Huh, that's interesting. Fixed an issue where the animation of General Grievous, who appeared to be an AI enemy in training, was displayed abnormally. And fixed an issue where the cooldown of the probe killer swarm summoned by Separatist Assassin Droid was displayed as 0 seconds on the card info screen. Okay. So that's the patch notes. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think this is all pretty welcome changes. I think some of them are bigger than others, with the biggest change being to Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that's a big deal. But knowing that all taunts are going to affect all units from now on is also pretty interesting. So, you know, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Kylo getting somewhat of a buff and then somewhat of a giant nerf. It's kind of welcome. And then they just improved the AI for all of the follower uniques for dark side. Most of the substantial changes were for light side. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Take it easy. Peace.